Okay.
and you're gonna have to check the sound separately from that one. All right, guys, you got ready? We should be live by
Bro,
now.
we've been waiting for you, bro.
Never waiting for you.
Get the link.
Let me see here.
Con las fallas, con esa tormenta, man.
I know. And it's not even. We're not even back to. Houston's not even back to normal yet.
No,
Man,
yeah,
it's
there's plenty of
crazy.
places that still don't have light.
Okay,
so-
oh,
There we go.
We are. Wait, did you have something to say?
no, no,
No, you sure?
yes.
Okay. We're gonna jump right into it. How did you guys fare during the storm?
It was good. I live right here, so it's not too bad. I had power the whole time. It was flickering on and off, but nothing too major.
Nate?
I didn't have any power. I had no Wi-Fi, and also Verizon sucks. I had no data or a phone call. It said SOS the whole time. It was terrible.
Is it data or data?
Data, whatever you want to call it.
No, I'm.
Is it niche or is it niche? Is it tomato or is it tomato?
No, you got it wrong.
Come on,
both.
man, get out of
You got it wrong. Both. It's niche. Yeah. Lord, how'd your ranch pull through over there?
Oh my God, we have like 10 trees on the ground now, and no electricity. Well, we got the electricity like a couple hours ago, but no water because if you don't know, wells depend on your electricity, so no water. Yeah.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, so walk us through that. So, for in case of those of you people who are out there looking to buy a ranch, right, and have to go put a well down, Flo, to kind of like walk us through what does it mean. So, if you don't have light, you don't have water either.
Yes. So, I mean, have two generators basically, one for your well, one for your house. If you don't have like a Generac, and even if you have a Generac, you have to make sure that the Generac produces enough energy to pick up your house plus the well, because the well requires a lot of energy to function.
So, you don't have like a well, like where you can go get like with the bucket.
No.
This is a serious question. I don't know. I was trying to remember right now, like what your ranch looked like. I was like, I never.
That's terrible.
No,
bro.
no, that's what a well is, right? That's what it is. So
No.
you can't like go and
I'm
like,
past the
pump
Stone
it.
Age. Like,
no, but you couldn't have like access to something like that if you wanted to. Like if you couldn't do it manually if you needed to.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, but I mean, if most of the time we have electricity, I mean, it's not like
It's a
huge.
serious question, guys, because I'm pretty
They
sure
have
most
a,
of the
they
people
have
who
a
want to
pump,
ranch.
bro. You pump it like that.
So that's what I was asking. Like, there's no like manual access to it if you wanted.
I
to.
mean, not in my house. I'm pretty sure, there's some other places that yes,
have it.
you can have that. But the thing is that a lot of the places that have those, I mean, it's just now like for the looks, it looks cool, antique and stuff. I mean,
Aesthetic.
really, who's gonna aesthetic? Like who's gonna be like pumping it? Like nobody.
You know what? That's funny because I never thought that you actually needed electricity for your well to pump the water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that's
I always
why
thought if
I
worst
send a
case scenario, you
message
could go
that I
pump
don't
it
have
yourself.
no water. I see all these people complain. I'm like, just go through it. Why complain?
How long did you not have power last time?
No, I think this is the first time that we lost electricity for this long. Besides, whenever Harvey happened,
What part of town are you in?
I'm in Liberty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but the storm didn't hit bad
Mhm.
out there. Like it was not as rainy or like super crazy. It's just that there's a lot of like huge trees. So the trees that fall are the ones that, fall on top of the power lines, and that costs like for us not to have electricity.
So this time around, you guys didn't have bad flooding, right?
No.
But last time around, you want to give a little explanation because we never really touched on it, and then we had another storm. I remember before the storm landed, I was like, "Man, you think same thing's gonna happen from last time?" And do you want to give kind of a little bit of a deep dive of why there was so much flooding, even though it stopped raining, you continue to flood? What
Yeah,
was
I
the
mean,
problem
right
there?
now we're still, in the verge of if we're gonna get flooded or not. Because a lot of times where we're at, we don't get flooded because of the rain. We get flooded because we're south of a dam, which is the Livingston Dam. So if they open Livingston Dam, like, I mean, all the water is gonna come down south. So that's the water that not only us. There's like, a lot of people that gets affected by this.
Everything south of that dam.
Everything south of the
And they
dam,
haven't
and
opened it?
No yet, but the doors or whatever. How do you call it?
The dam.
The damn doors.
With
The
the dam
damn doors.
doors, I guess. No, they have a specific name. Well, the dam doors are according to the Trinity River water, like
Association. Or whatever,
association or
yeah.
whatever. There is a malfunction on the
My
water
what?
dams.
That's what I was
Yes,
about to say. Like, guys,
My
like,
what?
take it easy.
malfunction.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
No, a malfunction in the water dams. So they're releasing more water than is expected to do. So that's why, like, it's affecting, I mean, it's flooding like so much.
Go ahead. Dan.
I heard a rumor, right? And I don't even. It's not even a rumor. Actually, I heard my kids talking about it because they've been watching. They watch TikTok videos and all that stuff.
Yes,
They
it's
s-
all over, like all over the news.
They said that all of the world, the rest of the world knew that this hurricane was going to hit Houston, like for the longest time, because they have like some kind of I guess some forecast that they
Oh.
can see that says that it was going to hit us, right? And that the United States refuses to use
That one.
that one. They're kind of like the whole metric system, they refused, United States always wants to do his own thing, right? And that everybody in the world knew that it was going to hit Houston
Mhm.
except for Houston.
Mhm.
Like literally,
that video.
I really didn't know that this was supposed to hit us until maybe like
Until
you
it
know,
hit.
yeah, no,
The
actually,
weekend of.
no, that day,
Oh,
that
wow.
well,
It's-
that
we're
night.
saying,
Yeah,
that's
Sunday
what
night.
I'm
Yeah, it
saying,
was like-
until it hit.
Yeah,
'cause
they told me it was gonna hit tonight. We're gonna, y'all gonna get home, whatever. And I'm like, get home. And what's I didn't even fill up my car with my truck with gas. And I don't have any gas right now. I'm scared to go to the gas station.
Bro, what news were you watching? Like, I knew that this was gonna hit like 4 days prior.
No,
No, no.
Yes,
What news
You
were you
must be
watching? What
watching
news?
Uni-
They were
Univision.
saying that it was gonna hit the Morogoro Bay.
yes,
No, but it was always on track.
was
to
always gonna-
curve,
no, it
on
was
track
gonna
to
go
curve
up.
to go to Houston.
and we were gonna get the rain from it.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're gonna
That
get the
was-
dirty side
yeah,
always.
yeah.
we were
It's
not
always
gonna
gonna
get
be like
we were
that.
not gonna get trees.
But the one that he's talking about, the European model showed what happened and what actually happened, and it came to Houston.
So you heard about that?
I saw the video.
Well,
I
that's
didn't know that.
my question. Like, what? And I think this goes back to what I've always been saying, right? Like, people are starting to lose faith in regular media. Like, I don't watch regular media. I wasn't watching the regular news. I was watching podcasts where a guy literally sits down for hours on end and just watches a map and tells you what's happening on the map. That's where I got my news, and that's why I was like, everybody that I knew was prepared for it. Like, that's why I packed up early, went to my mom's house, chilled over there for a bit, and then I knew that nothing was gonna
Got
happen again.
fed.
And then I came back. I went there to suffer because my apartment didn't lose light. My mom lost light.
Oh
I was like,
my
man, I should have
God.
just stayed
Stay
home, right?
You would've been
But
fine.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it goes back to where regular
But
media.
you were not complaining while she was feeding you.
Hey, take it easy. I did binge eat while I was.
I was super surprised because I think I slept through the storm. When I woke up in the
Same.
morning, it was raining and the wind, like the wind was coming from the side, right? I went outside to my back porch and sat in my patio and was just watching the wind blow. And so whenever I started driving around looking for food and looking for gas, I saw huge trees on the ground. And I'm like, what the heck? What happened here? I said, the wind wasn't that bad, because I've had wind that literally wakes me up. You can hear it like howling on the house, or the house starts cracking, like you hear like, I'm like,
Yeah.
but this was like,
I
not
think
like
what's
that.
really messed up is that national news, like even local news, didn't notify us, like the people till 10 at night on Sunday,
Yeah.
that it was going to hit Houston.
But that's what, like, to me, right? It goes back to the same thing over and over again. Like, regular news is people are losing their trust in regular news for a reason. Like, they're going out, they let you know what they want to let you know. I was prepared for this for like 4 days prior to that because it was that same track. Like, it never,
Mhm.
every now and again, it would switch, but it was on track. And at the bare minimum, we always knew that Houston was gonna get the dirty side of it,
Mhm.
and there was gonna be tornado warnings. Like, I already knew that, but that's because I watch independent media, and it goes back to that.
What do you guys think about, what everyone was doing, checking which places had electricity using the Whataburger
Whataburger.
app
Whataburger app.
instead of
Centerpoint.
Centerpoint app?
Mhm.
Yeah, well, Center Point. I don't know if you saw they tagged
They
one of
tagged
these bridges and they put Center Pointless.
Mhm.
So like that's gonna be their new tag from now on. But yeah, like it goes back to like the people that you can trust here is Whataburger here in Texas.
That is
Whataburger,
crazy.
Whataburger has
Whataburger,
more
yeah.
credibility
The
than
center
That's
point, yeah.
center
Point.
point. That's nuts.
Did
That
y'all
is
see Judge Hidalgo how she kind of over? Well, it was funny, right? And I know it's not the way that it was meant to be picked up, but it's the way that I understand because I grew up in a Mexican household, right? But I felt like it's whenever your mom like over talked your dad, and and then it's like all the kids were just like looking at her. But she would, I don't know if you saw that when she was talking to the mayor. He was saying something. She just like cut him off. Okay, no, but what we're really gonna focus on was like the communities who were actually affected because the mayor was just talking about bringing Harris County like back online. And then of course Mary Hidalgo, she has to make a push for like the minority community. And she was making a push for that. I don't know if you guys got to see that.
I didn't
saw
see
it.
it, but I
I
mean
didn't pay
that's crazy
attention to that.
because it's not even only Harris County that was affected. It was Montgomery County,
Yeah.
Liberty County, all over like the north area.
Okay, but I have a question for you, right?
When I see a woman disrespect the man of authority, bro, I shut off. I'm like, I don't even listen to what she's saying. I mean,
No,
it's just terrible.
No, yeah, same here. But I doubled down to listen to it because it was important news. And then I was like, oh man, it just reminded me of like, you know, when Mexican household when the wife overspeaks the husband. You know, that's all I could think of. I put that in the comments. I was like, that's and like and the kids are just in the background with the eyes. I was like, just like it's gonna be another night with no food. Yeah,
That's terrible.
but
so you're saying you tune into local media for Cheese Man, but not for actual
no, it
news?
just came up on my timeline.
all
I
right,
wasn't
that's-
looking for that. It just came up on my timeline. I wasn't looking for that. But going back to that, right? If you are the mayor of a big city, right, and then of course there's outskirts of it as well, and the place where most of the money is generated, most of the tag dollars are generated, wouldn't you want to bring that place back online first? Like if you have like Houston is not small, right?
Mm-mm.
And I was today, as a matter of fact, I was looking to do market reports, and I was like, you know what, I want to do a deeper dive into the way that I used to do my market reports back in the day. I want to actually break it down. So I wanted to do certain segments of Houston, and I started to break down Houston, and then I forget. I was like, man, just because we live here, I was like, Houston is so big, and it's a reason why they say Houston is an hour away from Houston because it's true. Just within the inner loop, there's 16 different sections of Houston. If you
Yeah.
wanted to do a market report that are their own little markets, and that's the inner loop of Houston. That's just the 6 cent inner loop. That's not the outskirts. So if you are a mayor and you're trying to bring the city back online after a huge storm, I mean, even though it's sad to say, but wouldn't it make more sense to bring back up the business sector? And I think that's what he was trying to do.
I think so. I think that's a better. Well, it's a double-edged sword, right?
I
Because
mean-
a lot of times in these lower income areas, you know, you have a lot of elderly people, you know, and you have you have people that are on oxygen. Because I have a
Mhm.
with the whole property management, we manage a lot of properties, and there's people that are on, they're sick, they're on oxygen, or they have machines in their home that they need to be up and going. So I do see why the Hidalgo is trying to also
Focus on that
focus
side,
on that
yeah.
side too. But the way she goes about it, this is the second time or the third time that she's done this. When they're
She
in
goes
the
about it like a
public,
disobedient
and
wife.
yes, she attacks them. I'm not sure what her problem is, but there's obviously a problem there between him and her. So I don't know what it is, but yeah, it is disrespectful, whenever, because he's the for lack of better words, right? He's a commander in
Yeah,
chief
he's
of
the head of the
Houston,
household,
I joke.
Yeah. But like no, and I know what you said about like the oxygen tank stuff because I know a nurse and she was telling me that they were calling her because she works hospice and they were calling her about like bringing oxygen tanks. She's like, well, I can't go nowhere because I don't have electricity either. And they're like, oh well, can like somebody deliver oxygen? Like no, just you have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Like nobody can deliver anything to you right now. You have to go to the hospital. So like I get it, right? But again, it goes back to like sometimes when you're in that high of a position and you have a whole freaking city like Houston relying on you, the business sector kind of has to be the first thing that comes back.
What
into
I've
play.
been also seeing a lot in social media is a lot of criticism on why this is happening again. Why, they didn't learn the lesson on what happened in 2017 whenever Harvey happened, that, there were millions of people without electricity for days.
Mhm.
And, only 7 years later, 8 years later, this is happening again. I mean, how come they haven't come with, a plan to stop this from happening?
So
Because I mean, apparently this year, I'm sorry that I
no,
interrupted you.
no, you're good.
This year we're gonna have like not only one, it's like
We're
several
gonna get hit hard.
hurricanes.
Yeah, we're gonna get hard.
So
is
I
this
mean,
gonna happen
imagine
again?
like this is going to keep on happening.
But I did notice that that a lot of whenever the first time that we had this issue, a lot of those areas they had electricity.
This time.
And now we don't have electricity, which is weird. So it's like they fix one thing and mess up the other
No,
side.
the crazy part is the last time this happened, right? We had a crazy storm like this. There was already electric companies trucks waiting. This time around,
Oh,
never
yeah,
saw any.
that's true.
So did you see?
Where were they?
Now
Like-
that you say that, did you see the statement that or President Joe Biden sent today saying that we didn't get the help on time because
Mhm.
our governor didn't accept the help on time?
There goes the electric one right there.
They
Talking
heard it,
about the
yeah.
electric, they heard it come in.
Oh,
town.
we never
Yes.
lost power. Why they down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we never lost power. I don't know why they're
I
down
mean,
here.
that's what
Yeah.
I just read a little while. I was like, that's weird. I mean, I don't know if they're opposite parties and he's trying to talk crap about the other.
But they
I
always
mean,
they're always a reactive help. They're never a proactive help. Never. It's never proactive. So I mean, whatever Biden's saying, I don't know what he probably, how Trump said it during the debate. He probably doesn't even remember what he said, right? So I don't know because they're
it's your
always
president
proactive.
and
Yeah.
you're American, so
hey,
just
hey, that's your head of
reminder.
household, bro.
Right, yeah. Hey, Grandpa
But
needs to give up the keys.
the thing
yeah.
the thing about the city of Houston is that a lot of people don't understand this, but the city of Houston is a bunch of different companies. It's a bunch of different LLCs, and they all refuse to communicate and work with each other, and that's why the city is the way it is. They absolutely hate each other, and I didn't know this until I started working with him, and started doing, getting some of their contracts and stuff. One company, because there's like the city of Houston Waterworks, right? They have no idea what the city of Houston, the permitting department.
Yeah.
It's like you could literally, I'll literally be on the phone with somebody and they'll tell me something. I'll hang up and call right back the same exact number and get a different department, and I'll get a different answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every
They
time.
don't communicate with each other.
They
I
hate
remember
each other.
one of my rental properties, I tried to turn the water on and they told me I had to pay $1,000 for connection because it was a commercial property. I was like, wait, I can't even list it as commercial because it's only residential. Like, why are you telling me it's commercial? Oh, well, you got to go put document. I was like, I can't even sell this as commercial if I want. Like, I wish I could sell it as commercial.
Yeah.
Perfect property to sell as commercial. But no, they don't communicate with each other.
Yeah. No,
And
they
that's
don't.
even worse with the electric side of it. Even worse.
And that's like that with a lot of jobs. People just don't communicate. You do
Yeah.
your job, I'm gonna do my job. He's gonna do his job, and hopefully they don't, clash in the middle.
Yeah,
That's just-
but I think the
I've worked
funny thing
corporate.
is, of course, you guys, all of us here, we've been here for at least, each one of us, at least 10, 15 years, right? Some
Mhm.
of us born and raised here in Houston. If you notice, like hurricane season it's like family bonding time for most of us. Like we
Yeah.
don't necessarily take it that seriously. Maybe 15 years we get hit with
Yeah,
a
it gets things
really,
strong, yeah.
really, really bad one where there is a lot of loss of life. But normally it ends up being like just sleep over at your family's house, barbecues.
Barbecue
Oh, we
grill.
get 3 days off from work, whatever it may be, drink, be hungover the next day, but it's okay. You don't got to go to work. So that's why I think a lot of people don't take that in consideration, that here, maybe that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't make a big push for change, is because it ends up being like time off sometimes.
Yeah.
Plus, it's just something to go through. Like, you just get through it. Let's just all get through it.
I mean, we're used to it. We've
Mm-hmm.
been dealing with hurricanes since I was a kid.
And I mean,
Mhm.
when do we really get hit with something that's like unbearable, something that we can't
Exactly.
really handle? It's more than 2-3
It all
days.
depends also on the area you're in. Certain
True,
areas do
true.
flood like nasty.
I mean, it's like, why do people want to live like in Pasadena or like Laporte and stuff like that, bro? I mean, it's just they just get hit by hurricanes and refinery explosions.
I checked the map and a lot of Pasadena has electricity.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Baytown had electricity right away.
I mean,
yeah.
you have to take in consideration that Baytown is right there and ExxonMobil is right there. That's an area that most of the
to
time
have
has
electricity.
electricity. Yeah.
Texas economy right there. yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah,
mean,
Priorities.
But you keep saying we got hit with the tragedy or with a natural disaster, right? But
Every 15 years.
this last storm that we had, right, that did those tornadoes, those are tornadoes
Mm-hmm.
that
And
hit.
we haven't had that.
I have
don't
never
remember.
seen a tornado.
I-
That was
in
first time,
Houston.
right? Like in
I think that was the
Yeah.
first time. I've never seen
For
one.
it
I've
to
never heard of
for
it.
it to
Yeah.
break the windows
And
off
so-
of the building.
Yeah.
It looks like the tornado landed like on the other side of this building.
Yeah.
And so the thing is that we haven't seen broken downtown windows since Hurricane Alicia. And that was what, 84, 85. So
Wow.
we really haven't had like a major,
Mhm.
like big, really bad hurricane in a
Knock on
long
wood.
time. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
longer than
Yeah.
than I've been born. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So the thing is that even like if you think about it, like Ike and like even with Katrina, and all that stuff, that affected New Orleans. It didn't affect us.
Mhm.
Like the effect that it had on us was that we got all the people from New Orleans that came over here, but we didn't have like loss of power or loss of any of that stuff. Even Ike too. I think the major issue that happened with Ike was that everybody was super scared of what happened to Katrina, and that one was like,
That's the one where
oh my
everybody
god,
left,
it's
right?
coming, it's coming, and everybody was leaving, and people
Mhm.
were getting running out of gas in the middle of the road and stuff. It was
I
a lot
remember
of
we were fleeing to Waco during Ike, and I still remember seeing like one of the cars, like their tires were melted. Like that's how backed up the traffic was and how hot it was. That like you could see the tires melting.
And they were
when
sticking on the ground,
they were
yeah,
sticking on the ground. I still
yeah.
remember that. That was
You remember the
No
guys,
way.
people pushing the car? Well, I remember it. People would get off to push the cars because they didn't have gas, or
Yeah.
they were running out of gas, and it was going so slow that it just made sense to just push the car.
Yep.
Wow.
That was a crazy.
That's crazy.
People
And
were
whenever
scared.
we came back, nothing happened to our
Nothing
house.
happened.
It would have been
Yeah,
better.
exactly.
And I think ever since then, nobody wants to
Exactly,
leave.
that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
ever
say.
since
Hey,
then,
you know
nobody
what? That
leaves.
is true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nobody has
Because everybody
evacuated
left.
since.
Everybody left.
Wow.
Everybody.
I was not living here yet.
No,
then,
everybody left. It took. We went
Yeah.
to Dallas. 4-hour drive took like 16 hours.
Yeah,
It was
Damn.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
and
it
then we
was
went to
crazy.
Oklahoma.
it was nuts. Yeah, we went to Oklahoma. I
Yeah.
don't know why we went to Oklahoma.
I
That was
remember,
wild.
I called a lot of my clients this time around who had relocated down here from like California, people who had never experienced like a hurricane or anything like that. And I was like, this is not even like something bad, right? Like we went through Harvey was probably the worst one that's happened in a long time that I could remember where I actually like lived it. And I was like, man, this one's not even going to be close to that. It's another tropical, maybe a 1. I was like, it's not going to be that bad. And that's another reason why I made that video, because I had just got off the phone with one of my clients. Like, man, just go get some beer that you like for 2 days. Get some meat enough for 2 days to barbecue. Most important thing is have,
Yeah, if he
brisket.
has where to store it.
yeah. And I was like, you know what? Like the worst case scenario, just have your neighbor's number in case you run out of something or you get into trouble, and stay put. Really, that's the most important thing whenever these storms happen, is stay put, because like what you were just telling us, you drove somewhere and as soon as you took off, what happened? The freaking tree fell
Yeah,
where you would have been,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's what ends up happening most of the times. A lot of people end up taking off just to go explore, and I've done it myself before in storms. But that can put you in a worse position if you just stayed home.
You
Just
would
stayed
have been
home.
fine.
Yeah, you would have been fine.
yeah.
Definitely.
I went exploring, and it was sunny as heck. And I went to a neighborhood to go pick up my daughter's friend. And as soon as we left, not even I think like 10, 15 minutes later, there was a huge tree that fell over right where we were at. And it was in the middle of the day. There was no wind. There was nothing. I mean, it was just a
time.
tree
Wow.
that had gotten affected.
I think the trees fell because on Saturday it rained really hard, so it loosened up the soil, and then when Monday came, the wind just pushed the roots. You know what I mean? Because a lot of trees fell. Well, at least on TikTok,
it's been raining
It's
a
raining.
lot.
That's true.
So lately.
So I didn't get to introduce you, but you are a new guest to the podcast. Never been here before. You want to go ahead and introduce people, let them know where they can find you, and then we're going to jump into our next topic real quick. But I'm going to go ahead and let you do that.
Hey guys, my name's Jose. I am the Houston Man. You can find me anywhere on social media as the Houston Man. Thank you for having me, you guys. It's my
Thank you
first
for
time
being
on air, so very excited, and yeah, just here enjoying the vibes.
What do you do for work?
I do social media. I also work at a club. It's called Encore. It's the Old Clay. Y'all should come out. It's a great club. It's a pool party club. I'm an entrepreneur, so I just do a lot of things on the side, just to pay the bills.
A little bit of everything. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. So our next topic here has a little bit to do with social media and a little bit to do with real estate. And if you guys haven't followed him before, his name is Cy Porter, and he is from Arizona. He's a home inspector. There's also another home inspector here in Houston who's doing this something similar to him, But what they're doing is pretty much they're focused on new home construction, which a lot of people have a misconception to begin with that you don't need an inspection when you're doing new homes construction, right? Because it's a new home. Why would I need an inspection? They're building from the ground up. Sometimes it has that 2, 5, and 10-year warranty, 2 for the outside, 5 for the inside, and then 10 years for like some of the main parts, which is like the slab. Why would I need an inspection? A lot of people don't understand that, especially during the pandemic. What happened was they were building these homes like this, and with certain supplies that was maybe a little bit cheaper than normal, getting supplies from other places. I remember there's one builder in particular that were buying before you could choose the color brick that you wanted, right? And then the style of brick. Now what they were buying was all the leftover brick, and what they were doing is they're asking you, do you want it white, gray, or black? And they were just painting the brick.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of houses. You go into the Cove area, you go into the Mont Belvieu area, where you see these houses, and they changed their design to modern farmhouse style because of that. So if you go through those communities, you'll see these houses with white brick, black brick, and gray brick, but the brick is not that color itself. They painted the brick because it was cheaper for them to do that because it's such a short supply on all the other brick. But that's not the only thing that happened. It was on short supply. Plenty of other stuff. Work was getting rushed because homes need to get built. People were buying them left and right like crazy. And now that they were able to pull back, right, slow down, you would think that they would take more time into preparing these homes, but they're not. And these inspectors are going out there, and they just got the smart idea of, you know what, I want to be like a realtor and do content as well. But they're actually providing value, unlike most realtors, right? They're not just out there dancing in front of the camera and showing the nice house. They're showing the work that they're doing. They're showing where the deficiencies are. And these builders said, you know what, this is bullying. This is falsifying, because not every single build is like that. And this is giving us a bad reputation. What's the slander? So now they're suing him for that. Do you think that that is crushing down on the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech, for a builder to show the public what's happening? Because it's not like he's doing it himself or he's lying about it. There's a broken beam and he's showing the beam. And that builder ends up having the same beam broken every single time for that same model that they're building. Or does the builder have the right to go and sue them?
Was he hired? Was he hired
Third party.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So was he hired by several people, different buyers that just so happened to be with, building with that builder, and then it just was the same issue on that?
He's not focusing.
Or was he just going out there and saying, hey, let me walk these houses?
He's not focusing on only one builder, and different people are hiring him.
He's booked out right now 14 months in advance. So if you want to book him, it's 14 months in advance, and he really only does new construction. So what ended up happening, right, he just started doing these walkthroughs whenever he was doing a regular inspection. He started getting booked, and of course, in a certain area, there's only, maybe 4 or 5 builders in that area. So he just started doing that builder. And of course, if that builder in the same community has the same problem and you're getting booked for that same community, you're going to keep pointing out the same problem, right? It's not like he's just going out there, hey, let me shoot content at your model. No, he's doing a job for a person. So
I'm gonna put my realtor hat on, right, or my broker hat on, right? As a broker, yes, definitely, right. If he's out there doing inspections for a home that he was hired to inspect, and he's putting that content out, right, then he should be okay to post that, now I don't know where the law fits in there, or what it, like does he have permission to post the home? Because technically it doesn't belong to the owner yet, the homeowner. So I feel like he would have to get permission from the builder to post that, right? But as a realtor, right, I'd be like, hey, no, post that, like let everybody know that this builder's trash. So the builder will either
it gives you more leverage as a realtor,
and the builder will step it up or fix the problems. But as a builder, right, I don't want nobody in my business. You know what I'm saying? Because what a lot of people don't understand is that whenever you're a builder, you're not a builder and you don't have employees that go out there and build a home, right? You contract that work out. So there could be things that get mixed up, and that's, it's funny that you say that, because, a lot of people would say that, hey, I'm buying a new home. What I need an inspection for? It's a brand new home. It's been inspected. I said, well, hold on. It hasn't been inspected. The city or the county only comes and does their inspections.
Their part.
But it's not is not for anything but for their, to make sure that they're built up to code, right? For them, so I always tell people, when a person builds a new home, they're giving you your 5, 10, 15, even sometimes even your 30-year warranties on these homes
Very rare.
for
Yeah.
a reason. They're giving you those warranties for a reason, because something could go wrong. They are contracting all the work out. There's no builder out there that has a crew of builders that are employees with the builder that are out there building homes. It's just impossible. They wouldn't be able to make a profit. They wouldn't be able to turn a profit. So, yeah, if I was building a home, I would, and a builder came in, an inspector came in and inspect the home for the home buyer, I wouldn't be fine with that builder posting the inspector, sorry. I wouldn't be fine with the inspector posting those videos, because it doesn't reflect the work of or the craftsmanship of my builder. It reflects the craftsmanship of the contractor that I contracted, and it needs to, and the inspection is for me to be able to fix that and make sure that gets repaired. Now, my construction manager would get a I'd chew him out. He might get fired if he was. I mean, we had beams broken, right? But
then that goes back to, is it the chicken or the egg?
no,
Is it the chicken or the egg? Is it your fault for choosing to hire a contractor that does shoddy work?
It's not that at all.
And then you're like, oh, now that I got caught, now,
all right,
now it's now don't say anything. Let
Okay,
me fix
fine.
it now.
Sure, whatever. Thing is this: you're a realtor, right? You're a realtor. I train my realtors a certain way, and I want them to do things a certain way. We have standards here. We have procedures that we do here, right? Now, once you leave this office, or once you leave my office and you go out there and you sell a home, I don't know how you're doing it. I'm saying I've received phone calls, of complaints of somebody, of realtor not doing what they're supposed to do, right? Well, it gives me a chance to call that realtor. Hey, did you do this? Yeah, I told him. Oh yeah, well, you know what? That's not how you do things. Don't be doing that, right? And it lets me fix those things, because you're a contractor. It doesn't reflect how this company runs as a whole, because I didn't train you to do that. Just like the builders not training their contractors to build a home with broken beams. That's just the crappy freaking. And this is another thing too. This is what a lot of people don't understand. Okay. And the whole country is flabbergasted by us. Okay. We do not need a license to build a home here. We do not. There's no licensing for there doesn't need to be licensed to be a builder. Okay, that's one. Second, you can build an entire home here in Texas and not use a carpenter.
Wow.
Seriously, go look at all the homes that are being built and find out who's a carpenter. None of them.
And if you build on the
None of
weekends,
them.
you don't need a permit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why don't you
It
ask?
goes back to my Baytown people. Yeah. ¿Trabajas el fin de semana?
Get out of here, dude. Yeah. Holiday weekend. Holiday weekend.
Hey, 4-day weekend, got to put up a house over there. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
No, but
Why
look,
don't you ask
go ahead,
Jose,
go ahead.
like, if he does a lot of social media, what are the things that, whenever, let's say, he's putting up a video, what are things that he pays attention to? Since like us, we have to pay attention on, what we say, because we are liable, for whatever we
Definitely.
say.
I have some questions for you, Jose. Definitely. But there's I want to dive deep into this.
Go for
first,
it. Go
right?
for it. Let you
So,
say.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna let up on
I
this.
want that.
So, if we're going back to this, right?
Go for it.
We're going back to this, right? We're getting hit head over heels with freaking lawsuits left and right for both bigger brokerages and our representing NAR, right? Along with TAR. Getting hit with lawsuits left and right. I don't see no lawsuits for these freaking builders.
That's true.
Okay.
agree
So
with
if
that.
somebody's pointing out the shoddy work that they're doing, okay, cool. It's not the builder's fault, right? Awesome, right? They're hiring the wrong workers. Okay, well, why don't you hire better workers? You want to get away
Because
with shoddy work?
It's not
Now,
profitable.
not until okay, yeah, but that's the problem. Why does the wheel need to squeak before you oil it? Whenever you're doing more damage than quote unquote what realtors are doing. This is a house that might not be able to be resold because the freaking roof is caving in,
I agree.
or the freaking the face of it is coming
I
off.
agree, but you're picking a wrong. You're picking
No,
a
no,
wrong
wait,
time to
hold
go
on.
after.
Hold
Go ahead.
on,
Go ahead. Go
hold
ahead.
on,
Go ahead.
hold
Go
on.
ahead. Go ahead.
You're talking about our company here, right?
Mhm.
Which is, let's say, anywhere between 100 to 200 realtors.
Yeah.
At the most, that could hurt 400 families. We're talking about a major corporation that's building houses left and right that could hurt a good population of the country. They should have more weight on their shoulders than what we do. I understand what you're talking about with us.
Okay.
Your realtor screws up here. Okay, this new realtor screws up one family. That's one family.
Mhm.
This is a builder who's pumping out 10, 15 houses and selling them. And they're all getting the same work done from that one crappy builder because they want to go out there and drink Modelo's while they're working.
Yeah.
Because that's the type of people you want to hire. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's completely separate. Like it shouldn't reflect on the type of work that you do and try to back these builders up. That's not how it should work.
I mean, I feel like it's the same. I mean, the
It's
builder,
not the same. You affect more people.
so the thing is this, right?
it's a bigger scale.
Listen. Most of my biggest issues, right, that I get from when clients call for a heat case, right,
Mhm.
is from a real estate agent that refused to call me when they were having the problem to help them fix it, right? So what they do is they try to cover up the problem. Okay. Now, when it comes to builders, right, when a builder's building a lot of homes, you got to remember the construction manager, right, or the project manager that's out there, right? That guy is the one that's hiding all this work. So he's the one responsible for it. You can't hold a whole organization liable or accountable for something that a construction manager is responsible for. Now, if there's proof or you can show that the construction manager, was that they knew what he was doing and they're covering up for him, that's a different story. But prove that, okay? And then second too is
now
this,
we're
this
talking legality.
no, hold on. Then this
Now
is
you're talking like a
because
lawyer.
I mean,
I
we're
don't
talking like
agree with
consumers.
that.
It is
It's
what it
like-
is. You're talking like a
at the
lawyer,
end-
bro.
look,
Hold on.
at the end of the
You're talking,
day,
look, I know
it's
you like to
hold
fight
on.
with lawyers, but now you're talking like them.
At the end of the day, it's
Now
like
we're gonna fight with lawyers.
it's
Alright.
like
Go
you
ahead.
have one of us under your name or
Yes.
under Lionsgate or whatever. You're our broker. We messed up. I mean, you have to come at the end of the day, to front that issue
for it.
Yes,
with
definitely.
us. So it's the same situation with the builder. If somebody is messing up in there and the builder subcontractor somebody else, I mean, who's the face of it? The
Okay.
builder.
Once again, if the builder was doing something or the contractor, the construction manager was doing something wrong, right? And he did it on a few homes, and that inspector found out. That inspector should go and tell the builder, or the builder should get those inspection reports, and it should go back up to the owner of the company. The owner of the company is all in his right to sue this person for saying these things and saying that this company is what they do, when it's not what the company does. The company's mission statement, their whole they don't have a
Hold
book
on.
here
Nobody goes
that
by
says-
their mission
Hold on,
statement.
hold on.
We're not gonna say he's all in his
Look,
right. Like that's
look,
something big.
look,
You can
look.
sue anything for anybody. I mean, you
Yeah.
can sue anybody for anything.
Okay.
What happened over
Man, they're jumping on me, man.
there? So you
I
can
haven't
sue
even gotten
anybody
there.
for anything. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
Let's see what it is.
so right now, I don't know if y'all are keeping up with the Boeing case, but
Yes.
very similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I agree. As an entrepreneur, I understand the business part, what you were describing. I don't know too much about real estate, but I do get the part where you wouldn't want somebody up in your business as an entrepreneur. However, as somebody who is seeing the Boeing case, and I mean, I don't even want to get on a plane because supposedly they're not, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's the same feeling I'm getting with this, it's like, oh, well, I would like to know if those houses aren't safe. So I know to stay away from that builder. You know what I mean?
get it.
Like I get your point of view, but as a consumer, we want to see that. I just don't know the legality with, again, how y'all said, if he has permission of being there, because it's not their home.
Yeah, it's not their
you know?
home yet. It's
So
the
I
builder's
get,
home.
so
yet.
I
It's
And
legal,
then- and then
legal
it
wise,
goes back to legality.
yeah,
right?
legality wise, you might be right.
And then that's when you know
Morally,
you have a problem. Where you're like, well, legally you shouldn't be there. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Just
was
give you-
it a bad build? Was it a bad build? No, well, I don't think you should be there.
I'll give you
legally.
a
Yeah.
discount for the broken beam, man.
And as far as who's gonna get in trouble, nobody's gonna get in trouble because just like the Boeing thing, they're just gonna pay a fine.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's
Definitely. Yeah.
gonna be a fine, and then things are gonna move on.
And
But
a
I-
few whistleblowers are gonna blow.
well, no,
gonna,
no, they're gonna end up dead. They're gonna end up dead.
Yeah,
No,
Let's hope not.
but I like what he brought up, because with the Boeing, there's actual proof of cover up.
Mhm.
There's an actual proof
They
of cover up.
admitted it too.
But with this, you're not even going that far. You just got some guy that's getting popular on Instagram just start posting, "Hey, these houses are trash."
But is he
And-
wrong?
And
Wait, he
that's the
wasn't
thing, we don't
posting saying these
know.
houses are trash. He was showing the shoddy work.
That's what I'm saying. Is he wrong? Whenever
If the
he's-
work is done,
Is it wrong?
is
is
it
it wrong?
Was it
what-
wrong?
Was
I
it
don't
shoddy
know.
work?
I don't know.
a broken beam is shoddy work?
How did the beam break? Was it
Nah,
installed broken?
now we're talking.
I
now
mean,
you're talking like a lawyer. Now
that's
you're
not-
talking like a lawyer. You're talking like
I'm
a
talking
lawyer.
like a builder. I
At
mean,
the end of the day, the builder should
Yeah.
take full responsibility because
look,
they're making the most money.
do
Out
the inspection,
Nah.
broken beam. Okay, we're gonna change it out.
You see, guys, look,
You
look,
know?
and I want everybody.
No.
Let's get the camera on here real quick. Please. I want everybody to hear me out real quick. Right?
Go ahead.
You see, like this conversation we're having back and forth. The realtor is looking out for your best interest. So why are you suing us? Go after the builders. Don't go after your realtor. Your realtor's there to protect you. That's what we get paid for.
Look, bro.
Go after the builders. You're suing the wrong people. And now you have the DOJ down our backs. It's going to make our job harder. And now you're going to have to pay more for us to do our job. Whenever before, you didn't have to do that. It's the builder's problem, not your realtor's problem.
all I'm saying is that right now, bro, the builders are paying 3%. They're not. I mean, you would look for a boogeyman, bro. Let's go after the attorneys. I mean, what?
Nah, the builders are paying 5% because the other 2% is for you to turn the other to turn
Oh
away.
my
Yeah.
god.
They pay you 3 for the regular deal and another 2 for you to look away.
What was the
Yeah.
name of the builder?
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah,
It's Meritage Homes. Meritage Homes.
Meritage. I have a
DR.
Meritage home.
DR. Well, hold on, not all. When did you buy yours?
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
14,
this is like right
15,
now. This
Yeah,
right
okay, I
now,
get
right?
it, Yeah.
Again, right.
So it's homes
2020 moving
from
forward.
past 2019. God.
Yeah, 2020.
Oh,
forward.
prior to the 2019,
They were good.
yeah.
The thing
there's
is
some,
that-
there's some shoddy stuff out
Well,
there.
what we're seeing is that during 2020, and again, right, I give the leeway because you were shorthanded on workers, shorthanded on supplies. You can't expect to have the best quality product when everybody's buying that product. You got to pump it out. I get it, but now that things have slowed down, you're slower,
But
right?
it's because they already made their money. So once
Exactly. Now they wanna
once
continue to
they
make that
can't-
same amount of
they
money.
can't go
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, you can't.
That's
you
the
can't go back
problem.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, they got too
I
greedy. That's
get
what it
it.
is. You're like,
But-
you
but-
made your money. Like, give
But
a
you
want
want to pick a boogeyman, bro? The boogeyman is the contractors, bro. I mean, because they're
True.
no.
Yeah,
True,
true,
It is true. The contractors are the ones that they started charging way higher prices than what they're supposed to. Then to top it off, they get their sons instead of training their sons how to build homes, they wanted to train their sons how to be realtors and loan officers. You know what I'm saying? And so it just
Wait, hold on,
it
What does that have to do with
Nah,
Who's he talking about?
You
Who's he
got-
talking about?
you got people that are building their framers.
This
all of-
wasn't,
hey,
this
they're
wasn't on the
framers.
roster.
They're
This wasn't on
framers,
the
and all of a
roster.
sudden they're builders now, and they're painters, and now they have a real estate company, bro. It's like it was the craziest, it's a crazy time, bro. Just stick to what you know, build a home, and then we won't have shoddy work,
That's not why you have shoddy work, bro. What are you talking about? Half
No,
of
we
those
have
workers
shoddy
aren't
work
even-
because we rely on people, and people
Yeah.
are not reliable.
That's true. That's true.
I think honestly it all comes down to the contractors, yes, that hire people with zero experience.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
But it goes back to it, right? Whenever I'm sitting down talking with my realtors, right, and we're coming up with a game plan for their new listing that's coming up, every single time I'm sitting down there with them and I'm talking to them, okay, how are we going to market this? Okay, what does the portfolio look like for this property, depending on what it is, right? How right now we're talking earlier about door knocking and cold calling for this specific property. I told you, get with this lender, see what kind of incentives we can get because this is a boutique builder. I'm doing that because my product is my realtor, and I want to make sure that my realtor is the best product out there.
Mhm.
As a builder, shouldn't you make sure that your product, what you're selling, what you want repeat clients on is good? Now, if my realtor is screwing up my product, my system that I put into place, shouldn't I fire that realtor? Shouldn't you fire that contractor?
Yes.
But no, what do they do? Continue to hire them. Why? Because the work is so cheap.
So
Look,
in a perfect world, you would be right, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, it doesn't work.
No, and in a perfect world, right? Well, for the contractor, they wouldn't get blasted on the internet. But you know what? Game is game.
Mm-hmm.
You want to
It's
do
the
shoddy
world.
work, you're gonna get blasted on the internet.
So you think
You
that
want to do good work, you're gonna get praised, and then you're gonna get more clients.
you think that the builder should have blamed the contractor that they hired for that? I mean, because honestly, there's no accountability at all for the contractors.
Whose fault is that?
The
So
builders.
it's because they're both
Okay.
at fault.
Okay.
They both have-
Exactly. So how can we? The issue here is that everybody always puts the blame off on somebody else. Oh, it's not us. Oh, it's your fault for showing the people that our product is trash. like what in what world does that make sense? That the product is trash or the product is causing harm, and now you can't go show the world that the product is causing harm to the public who's buying it. In what world does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. Okay, so fix it. Nobody wants to fix it. Why? Because the contractors don't want it. They're not held up to any kind of standard.
Mhm.
And then the builders want to hire the contractors who don't hold themselves to a standard. Why? Because the work is cheaper.
Yeah.
So
Plus, to
do
be able
not
to
the
track
builder
all of
have
that.
a yeah.
To track it, it's impossible,
Yeah.
especially with so many homes that they're building.
I think you can
like-
track it by how much you pay for it.
Mm,
On the builder side. On the builder side. Not,
Oh,
not,
okay,
not the
okay,
consumer,
okay.
the builder.
Yeah.
gotcha,
The
gotcha.
builder. The builder knows what they're paying for the work and why the
Oh,
work is so
yeah.
cheap.
Look,
It goes back to me. You hire your cousin and he's cheaper. You know, he's half drunk the day while he's working. Yeah, your wall's gonna be a little bit crooked. But if you hire the guy who goes out here, gives you an Excel spreadsheet about what you're gonna do, and it costs you a little bit more, the job's gonna
What-
get done properly.
when I got into new home builds right back in 06, I remember the first time that I saw the guys that were out there working on these homes. I was so surprised, especially in the county. I was so surprised that there was not one carpenter out there building a home. There was not one licensed plumber running the plumbing. There was not one licensed electrician running the electricity. The only licensed people were the ones that were running the T-pole, the T-pole from the line to the T-pole into the I don't know what they were doing. I had never seen so many people that didn't know what the heck they were doing at one place at one time. The only place I've ever seen people that don't know what they're doing is in the refineries. But to see them out here, and
You know
building
what?
a home, it's like,
That
oh
is
my God.
something that, yes, I do have to agree with you because I mean, I love my people. They're, big hustlers. And I know a lot of people that have been living here in the States 4 or 5 years. They don't even have papers and they have a company and they're building houses.
Yep.
And I mean, and a lot of people, unfortunately, I mean, they don't even know the language. I'm not saying that, you need to know the language to build a house. But what I'm saying is that, I mean, if you're building a house up to code,
Mhm.
I mean, what's going around? Like, it's crazy.
Well,
And-
I'm glad that you said that because now we're gonna dive into this this other topic here real quick. On the last presidential debate. Just playing.
No, I'm saying,
I
which
mean,
president?
no,
I'm saying, which president?
unfortunately, I mean,
No. But I mean, I think it goes back to it. Like, it just goes back to making sure that you have, as a consumer, you need to have your checklist done. Hire an inspector for every phase of the build. That's just like, don't cheap out on that end. Again, it goes back to what Nate says, right? If you bring it in, they're gonna fix it.
Who's
Yeah.
gonna do that?
'cause I'm
Nobody is
telling you-
going
But
to
that
do
it
that.
goes like the consumer does have blame on
Nobody
themselves
is
as well.
going to do that. Like, nobody, like, if they're trying to save $100, you think they're gonna pay $2,000 for a inspector
So-
to go through the whole,
And I
spectrum
think that's
of
why-
why it always
So-
goes. It's a full circle, right? And that's the problem.
I'll tell you this as because I know a lot of construction managers, right? That are construction, that they GC all the work, right? General contractors that they GC the builds. People don't show up. They refuse to show up. So unfortunately, you have to rely on the people that do show up. And a lot of times, the people that do show up are not the best at what they do, and that's the biggest problem here in Texas, is that you have to just, whoever shows up, you essentially, the general contractor essentially show people how to do things.
Mhm.
They're like, hey, bro, just
Just do
slap it
this
together, just cut it.
Mhm.
You know how to use a measuring tape. It's like,
Yeah.
and it's tough. So it's hard on the construction manager and it's hard on the builder right now. And once again, I'm
There's no sympathy for the builder,
I'm
bro.
not- I don't
You can't
feel
say
bad
it's
for
hard
builders.
the builder now.
I don't feel bad for builders at all, because they've been
After they
acting
were
like
paying $1 for
they've been
commissions,
acting
you feel
like
bad
jerks.
now? Yeah.
They've been acting like jerks with us for the longest, but now they need us, and now we have to be the bigger people and be there for them.
Plus, the houses that are coming out right
What
now,
did you? Hey, what did you just say?
he wants to
Did
be
you
there for
record
them.
it?
He wants to be there for them.
Hey man, why
Spoken
we
like an
gonna- we
unfeathered
can't-
capitalist. Yeah.
We can't be like that, bro. Come on, man. We're no
We're
different than
building
them.
relationships.
The
If we
builders,
do that,
they're-
we're no different
yeah.
than them, man.
They're
We're
We're
too
building
bad.
relationships with our
Yeah,
builders.
yeah.
Like, if you're a
They're
builder,
too
want
big
to
to
come to the
fail.
podcast, you're welcome.
Yeah, they're too big to fail. Yeah. They're too big to fail.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, man.
where are you gonna live if they don't build it for
Yeah,
you?
man. we're
Exactly.
bills.
I
Yeah,
mean-
man.
They're providing you a service. You should be happy.
Hey, a lot
Paying
of-
for
a
shoddy
lot of
work 10
these-
times more.
You know, hey, you want to know something? You probably don't even know this. You know all the
Bro.
state streets, right?
I want to know what Bernie Sanders
Listen,
says about this.
Baytown, Texas, the state streets, right? All the
Mhm.
houses they have those garages in the back with the garage apartments
the
in the
guy
back.
wanting
The
with
to
alleys,
money
all that stuff.
making streets.
all those houses over there. All those houses over there. Do you know that all those homes were built by Exxon
Wow.
under a company called Village Builders? Do you know who owns Village Builders now?
Who?
Lennar Homes.
But Village Builders was owned by Exxon, one of the better companies here in the United States of America.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of our like footholds here in America.
They would have gotten they would have
Yeah.
gotten fact check or like
Yeah, like they look. I mean, it's Exxon, bro. Exxon can't do no wrong. Like they 10x their safety measures. Exxon's gonna build a good product. Now, after they got bought out by Lennar and they're
And they went
paying,
down.
yeah, of course. Lennar's not an American company.
Did y'all see that there was fights happening at Home Depot with workers?
Mhm.
Yeah. So the
For
the
$300 so the
My feed doesn't give me
$300
Oh,
that.
for the
Yeah.
houses?
Yeah, or the
Wait, for
$300 work. So let's say you charge $300 per day.
Mhm.
You can do a job for $300 a day, tile, whatever the craft is. Because of the Venezuelans that pulled up, they were charging like half the price. So the
Mm.
Mexicans, not just Mexicans, but mostly Mexicans, were getting into fights because they were undercharged. You know, they were getting undercut.
Yeah.
So that's going to add to the quality problem because they're charging less because they don't know as much as the people who do know more. And these people are the new people making
Huh.
the houses. So the houses that are coming out right now, I assume in the next 5 to 10 years are going to fail.
Fall down.
Yeah, because of
So this is
the-
a Venezuelan
have
problem, not a
broken
Mexican
down.
problem.
I don't know.
it's a construction problem.
Wait, are Venezuelans better builders than Mexicans?
I,
Is that what you're
I've
saying?
never, I've
Know
never
them.
seen a Venezuelan
They're
build a
too far.
home. I've never been. I don't pick people from Home Depot, bro. I mean, you go to Home Depot, they don't even want to work. They're like, give me $150 a day.
Hey, we did that one time
You
to clean
got
out that trailer.
Oh yeah, we did. He said $150 a day. You got to feed me and you got to take me home.
Yeah.
I said, dang, okay.
That's usually the terms. I've been picked up. I've been picked up. I've charged that much. It's facts. Those are facts.
Hey, you know, you hear about that one guy? He picked up 2 guys and he took them to Disney World or something like that. He just wanted somebody to go with him and he took him to Disney World the whole day and paid him for
And
it.
he paid him for it. Yeah.
Oh,
my
That's
God.
Dude, that's good content right there. I'm gonna do
Dude, we need to do that one day, man.
it. Taking one of them with like on an inspection report with the inspector and see who knows what is what. Like, no, pues, ese está mal.
That is
terrible, man.
terrible.
Guys, this was another great look. Our last 2 or 3 podcasts have been really good and they weren't even really structured out. So we're gonna go ahead and exit out. I hope everybody made it through the hurricane and tropical storm pretty good. We got light back today. Everybody should have light back, I guess, by tomorrow.
Everybody got light?
From what I understand.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
got
do
that.
have light. I'm so
And
excited.
she got light earlier, like maybe 2 or 3 hours ago, right?
Yes.
Oh, you're excited.
Yeah. So
Yes.
we can all exit out. Let them know where they can find you and everything. Starting off the floor.
Flor Velasquez with Lionsgate Realtor. You can find me on my social medias, Flor Velasquez Realtor.
Jose Hernandez, the Houston Man. Anywhere on social media at the Houston Man.
And I'm Nate Balderas. I'm the master broker for Lionsgate Realty. You can find me in all my social media outlets at Better Call Nate.
I'm Giovanni with Lionsgate Realty here, manager, podcast host. Find me live every Wednesday at 7:00. And until next time.
So do you get like